All right, we're back on the Zook project, and check this out, you guys. I have a really good homie named Hoodridge down south. He's got a couple sets of these tires, so they're new to me. They are used and abused, but we're gonna pressure wash them up, get them cleaned up. I might even throw a groover knife on here and finish doing some design work. And then we've also picked up a set of Steelies, just some cheap steel wheels. I'm gonna cut out a 2-3 inch ring. We're gonna grind this down. We're gonna get the rock ring welded in there. That basically just helps the wheel from denting. And if the wheel dents, you lose a bead. So it's kind of a bead saver, if you would. But super stoked to get these on, get the tires wrapped around them. We've got some shackles in the back. We also finished doing the limiting straps, front and rear. That just kind of helps limit the travel to where I wanted it. This thing flexes a ton, so I'm gotta kind of limit it up a little bit. We're also gonna work on this week an exhaust. We're gonna put a fresh exhaust in this thing, and currently I'm working on getting the front flange off this axle. I'm gonna steal the flange off this axle because that has the bolt pattern I need to make the front driveline. So project for me today, front driveline in the Zook. Let's go. So got the pinion nut off. I'm gonna slide this off. I'm not even sure if it's gonna be the right one, but we're hoping. So there's our spline count. Let's pray that this one's the same. I've already pulled the nut off, so I gotta beat on it a minute. I've already got that baby ready to come. I'm gonna tap it with the hammer, see if I can't get her to come loose. Just give it a tap, right? Oh, look at that, I didn't even have to tap it. And that is not the same, you guys. Completely different right off the go. Man, that's crazy. As you can see, that one's kind of normal. That one's not. So, the next move is, I guess I need to figure out what gear set is in this and that one. And then figure out what gear set that is. And we might be doing a swap. Might be putting the gears third member in this, so then we can run that third member, that flange, which matches this third member, and that flange. So got a little bit of research to do. Pretty stoked on these, you guys. So I just got done drawing up some bead savers, like I was explaining earlier. These will basically sit on the inside of the wheel and get welded around, and that's gonna just help the bead from staining. These are so light, and I don't really think that it's gonna need bead lock, so we're gonna save weight and just put some bead savers on there. Heck yeah, we got these cut out and they look freaking awesome, you guys. 3/16s, we got it FABN put in on them, so what we need to do now is take a wire wheel and wire wheel all the paint around the rim here, and then we're gonna drop these bad boys in like this, and they sit nice and flush. We're gonna just go through and do some stitch welding all the way around. I left spots for water to drain. We left a big spot here for your valve stem, right there, and then get all 4 of these knocked out, and then we can get these new tires. I'm gonna pressure wash them, clean them up, just see what we got, and then we can get these mounted up to these wheels. So you guys get this point here. I'm gonna turn this off. You don't want to bore you with all of that, but I've got 4 of those to do the same, and then we're gonna clean these up as well. And then I'm gonna show you guys how I weld these on. So we've got the wheels super prepped. I mean, right down to the raw steel, you guys. You can see I went around and just Got it super clean, super prepped. And these things just drop right in. You kind of got to center them up just a hair. And then make sure your valve stem hole is in the correct place for the cutout. Center it up like so. And then what you do is go around and tack each drain hole all the way around. And then we'll lay out some marks and go ahead and get this welded up. As soon as we get these welded up, we can put valve stems in them and throw 2 tires on there and get them on the rear of this thing, and that will be that. Super exciting. Malcolm's gonna go ahead and get these welded, and we'll show you the install. Cutting out the last one, as you see, and then we've got them kind of doing a process here, so cutting them, cleaning them, getting them welded all at the same time. We've got these 2 welded. We're gonna let them cool off. We're gonna wire wheel them, and then we'll probably hit these with some paint. And then we'll get these other tires pressure washed, put them together, and get that Samurai sitting on its new shoes, you guys. We've got these things out in the sun for a little bit. We finally got them all welded up. As you can see, I'm getting the sun on them for a little bit just to warm up the metal. Then I'm gonna use some acetone, clean them up really well, and then we're gonna shoot them with some primer, and of course, some black semi-gloss, baby. So I'm gonna let them warm up. I'm gonna wipe them down real quick, and we'll get these bad boys painted. These things are gonna get rock rash like crazy, so I just want to get a good primer on there, and then hit it with some black. They're gonna be easy enough to touch up in the future, so I'm not too worried about it. But before we install valve stems, tires, it won't be a bad idea to give these a shot. Here's a point of view action. I like to get a nice thin layer on there. I call it a sticky coat. Just helps with getting the paint to really stick around there. Have you guys checked out the video down in our videos that I graffiti spray painted the box truck? That was super sick. I'm gonna actually be doing a little bit more of that. I'm gonna do the other side here soon, and then we also have the bus I'm gonna do. I was gonna maybe leave them gray, but the Samurai is camouflage, brown, woodlands colors, woodland camo, so I think I'm just gonna hit these black. The axles and everything underneath will get black, the bumpers will get black, and then I'll probably freshen up the camo paint job after we build a cage. We are going to offer these on our website, you guys. You can go pick them up, just clean some wheels, weld them in there, and now it's a great way to stiffen up your bead lock. I'll let that paint dry up for a minute, let the black paint warm up, and then we'll get back to business. I'm gonna get these tires pressure washed, that way they're just real clean when we put them on, and then we will keep moving forward. Does not take long here in southern Utah's sun to dry paint. So that's kind of cool. I'm gonna go ahead and get the first coat of black on here. I'm gonna kind of leave the overspray gray down in the bottom. I think that kind of looks cool. And again, these are easy to touch up in a later date. After I get this thing in the rocks and get it muddy, take it to the car wash, we can throw some paint back over the wheels. It'll look brand new. Just kind of mix it up in there. I got the pressure washer hooked up. I'm gonna get these things a good squirting and wipe them down, get them pressure washed and ready to go on those wheels. Super excited, so let's get busy. There we go, all cleaned up, got all the oil and dirt and shit that was on them off. Now we're gonna put some valve stems in here and pop them on here. That way the Zook's tires are ready to go as soon as it is. Hoping to see parts tomorrow, and we will tackle that and get it off the list. Because we've got quite the project coming in right after this one that you guys are probably gonna be interested in. Let us know in the comments if you guys like us doing these videos on the builds we do here versus the videos of us wheeling on here, or do you just like it all? Hopefully that's the answer. So this just showed up. I've always kind of been curious on how this would work, and I guess I'm gonna find out. So it's basically a storage box from Low Range that goes on the back of your tailgate. And they give you spots and some self-tappers. You're supposed to just self-tap it. But I'm gonna grind this down and clamp it to it, and I'm gonna weld it, making it permanent. And you can see we also did a little bit of patchwork right here. I had a friend at King of the Hammers a few years back that was asking me to spot for him, so I did, and he ended up rolling his car. So later in the week, he ended up running into the back of me and said, "Got you back." So anyways, we've got that fixed up. And we're gonna get this cleaned up and ready for this. Clamp it down and weld it on, baby. There you have it. That is the tailgate storage bin. So I'm gonna clean this up, wire wheel it, throw a little bit of paint on there, and then I'm gonna re-hook this right there. That way I can't open this thing too far and break hinges. Because we all know how Samurai hinges are. They're old, weak, and we gotta savor them. Matt is getting after it. So the problem we were having is this was a 1977 axle. So any knuckles older than 79 and older are different than the 79 and newer stuff. So I had to source some knuckles from a good buddy Corey. We had to find some, I got high steer arms and all the bushing stuff, and now I think the high steer arms and the high steer kit is going to work, but we had to switch out the knuckles. And doing so, we had to get all new spindles. So now we've located spindles, we've got a whole rebuild kit. Then the next issue we ran into is the differential on this one was 377 and that was 410. So now I ran into another huge snag. But lucky me, I've hung on to this axle for some years, and the diff that was in it was 410. So Matt just got done swapping the center sections out So we are paired up and good to go. He's gonna finish getting this axle put together, and then we're gonna start monkeying around with the exhaust. I snuck away last night and got a muffler and some pipe that we needed for that. So I'm gonna have Matt check that out, and we're gonna get a new exhaust built on this thing today and hopefully put it on its own wheels. I'm gonna leave you with Matt and have him
do my thing.
do his thing. Look at those things, you guys. And then these high steer arms you guys were so worried about are actually for sale. Check them out on our classified page.
We got Samurai U-joint yoke, whatever you want to call that, driveline end with Toyota yoke flange. So obviously the Toyota doesn't line up with the Samurai parts, so I got the driveline cut. That was the front driveline. I got that cut. So now what I'm going to do is I got some center punches. I'm going to center punch the hole, and we're just going to drill out all 4 holes. We got enough material there to do so. So I'm just going to do it 1 hole at a time so I don't get ahead of myself and it twist and mess me up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Alright, you guys, so there we have it. An adaptive plate for Samurai. So now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go just set these in, and then put that in the other side of the drive shaft, in the middle-ish, and then measure the distance between the two, so then we know what size to cut our next tube. Alright guys, so I got a tube welded on, custom homemade drive shaft. Turned out pretty sweet. First drive line I've ever made. So I got lines all marked so I know how it needs to go back together. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in that bad girl right there. So as I was putting the dry line in, I realized that's as far down as we can go with the drive line, and I'm still a good now 3/8, ½ inch away from where I need to be. And so I was looking, and we're hitting this side of the drive shaft is hitting this cross member. So what we're gonna do is drop the Samurai down, have the front on some jack stands, and we're just gonna raise this limit strap mount up just another inch, just so we know it's good. So I'm gonna go ahead, grab some power, and get this set on some jack stands and start cutting those tabs. So I got this kind of rigged up. The weight of the Samurai isn't heavy enough to compress the springs anymore, so I had to use good old trusty ratchet straps to suck it up. So obviously that was right there, so I'm just gonna cut these tabs off and put it up just at another ½ inch or so, whatever that is. Probably gonna be hard for you guys to see, but it's barely not hitting, so it should be good. I might be able to get these straps a couple more clicks. I don't know. are pretty freaking tight already. But anyways, that's how I'm doing it. All the table is being used for anyways, so I can't really set you guys up, so I apologize. But anyways, that's kind of how I'm doing it. I mean, it works. A little sketchy, but it works. So I'm gonna keep on getting to it. So now that I got these tabs cut, I got them just bolted up. Just stretch the strap out as much as possible, and then I just tack it there and weld it out. Yeah, should work. It's given. Still got clearance up there. I had to change my straps because, anyways, this way was easier. So once the welder gets available, I'm going to go ahead and get those welded out and set up. Then we got some little patch plates. It's got to go right there. Previous owners must have cut out, when they cut out the gas tank, they must have just glassed a hole in the frame or something. But we're gonna put some plates over that and get those cleaned up, like looking real nice.
Thanks for watching always, you guys, and stay fabbing. Check out the next video here and make sure you subscribe. And if you guys want gear, check out the website.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless.